Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hear my little one about to barge in. Hello.
Can I have the phone?
What? Can you go to your sister?
No, I want the phone.
Okay, go to your sister.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I have to be authentic, right? As a mom. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome. I hope everybody's doing well. It is sweltering here in the Northeast. It is so hot. We're experiencing a heat wave. So I hope everybody's keeping cool. If you don't know me, my name is Imari Ventura Rochez. I am a licensed speech language pathologist. I am a special education administrator, and I am a special needs parent coach. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for watching, for joining, and for being here this evening. So it's been a little while since I've been on live, but I thought why not come and hang out and talk to everybody. So our theme for today is tips on maintaining structure and routine through summer months. So I'll just tell you a little bit about what prompted me to do this live on this topic. I am a mom. I always fully disclose that I'm not a special needs mom. I have two typically developing kids. My daughter's 7, my son is 3. So I have one school aged and one preschool. And so I'm in the trenches with you guys. But I've been a service provider for 10 years. I've been a speech pathologist 10 years, and I've been an administrator 3. And I've worked with families always. So I'm happy to always share what I know and pour into other people. By the way, like and share this live, please. Anyway, I'm home. I have kids, so I know how important it is to really set up summertime as a very structured and routine season. A bit of the research, if you didn't read my latest e-booklet, the research shows us that there is decline, there is regression during summer under typical normal circumstances for typically developing kids. It's something that's known as the summer slide. And what it refers to is the regression that happens naturally from just being out of school and being on the daily grind of a regular school day. Like I put in my post today, it's important really to stay ahead of the game so that when your child goes back in September, they're not completely lost, and all of their prior grade it's not a lot of catch up, right? So let's talk about maintaining structure and routine so that they can have an advantage going to the next grade. Because the truth is that not everybody's going to do this. So why not give your child the advantage to stay on top of things before they even get to school, right? And also, we work so hard throughout the school year, throughout those 9.5, 10 months, to help them increase their reading level, to get them at grade level for math, to get them to make their bed, take off their shoes, fold their clothes, get in a routine with things. Their teachers certainly work really hard during that time. So it would be a shame to lose all of that progress and not see any of it carry over at home or be able to generalize to the next grade, right? So I've divided this into 2 things. I know that we are primarily moms in this group, and so I'm speaking to the work from home / stay at home mom and the working out of the home mom, okay? Both are important. I've done both, and there are benefits to both. There's pros and cons, both as moms and women, to working and staying at home, and then there's pros and cons to working out of the house and being out of the home. There's some similarity in how you can maintain structure and routine no matter which category you fall into, but there's quite a bit of difference too, right? There's a hair difference in each bit. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm speaking right now to the work from home / stay at home mom. Okay, the first thing is create a schedule. Please, please, please create a schedule. And I would say, as you create your schedule, do it on the half-hour interval. Meaning, 8 o'clock to 8:30, this is what you'll be doing. From 8:30 to 9, this is what you'll be doing. Okay? So have a schedule. It can be written out. It doesn't have to be typed. Or if you're able to, and your child is a little bit higher functioning but less verbal, you could have pictures, okay, of what it is instead of words, or you could have pictures and words, pictures for them, words for you. Small kids will also be able to rely on picture cues to know what the flow of the day is going to be. But however you decide to do it, you have to have a schedule. Put the schedule where everybody can see it. So in my house, for my daughter, she's been home from school for the past, this is the second week, and we have a schedule that we made the weekend that she got out of school, and it's written in pen, and it's on the refrigerator, and we refer to it every single day. Okay, we're not always perfect, we're not always doing what it says at that time, but we refer to the schedule so we know what we have to do, and so that we understand the changes in the flow of day. Okay, so create a schedule, please, for your child. You can even put yourself in the schedule, but there has to be a written flow of the day. All right, build in by the half-hour intervals. All right, build in breaks and transitions. That's really, really important, because being at home day in and day out, it could be a little mundane. It's an overly familiar environment. Sometimes when things are so familiar and so easy to access and so easy to navigate, it could be frustrating, believe it or not. So build in breaks and build in transition times, okay, to go from one activity to the next. And that could be doing jumping jacks, that could be getting a drink of water, that could be a bathroom break, but make sure that there's a smooth and predictable transition from one activity to the next. Okay, next one, keep meal times, bed times, wake up times, and nap times regular. Okay, that the same bedtime routine that you established during the school year, you want to maintain that and keep that going. So if your child has historically for the past 10 months always gone to bed at 8:30, they should continue to go to bed at 8:30. Okay, you don't want to push it with that. We have something called the circadian rhythm, and it's really our body's way to know when it's time to kick into gear for rest, for sleep, and different things. And so you don't want to interrupt that rhythm, because it will be very difficult to reestablish in September when they need to go to bed at 8:30 again for the next grade. So keep the meal times the same, bed times, wake times, and nap times regular. So I'd say keep meal times the same, because it just adds another level of predictability, and you're really able to kind of break up the day in a nice way if you have a snack times and lunch times. Also, for mom or whoever the primary caregiver is going to be, it can really help them in preparing. It can help in preparation to know, I've got to prepare a lunch and 2 snacks for today. So it's very helpful. Okay? Next one. Integrate next level academics if you can. Okay? So I'm pro academics. I'm an educator, and I believe in always reading and writing, always doing some pages, some workbooking, all that. So I believe it. However, I understand that every parent is not equipped and has the capacity to do academics, and that's fine. I think we were all forced to try to some extent during the pandemic, and people really learned what their tolerance is for the academics. If you can, add in academics. Okay, for small children, it doesn't have shouldn't necessarily be like workbook pages, but you can do fun activities. So for my 3-year-old, we are working on fine motor. If you haven't seen, scroll through the feed, you'll see some videos. We're working with dinosaurs. We also have the big beads and string, right? You want to work on body parts. You want to do some singing, right? Work on rhythm and rhyme as pre-literacy skills and phonemic awareness. There are lots of things you can do that are fun, like sand, water as sensory bins and sensory time. You could put cotton balls in a bin and have your child find them, or put rice in a bin. Put objects, your targeted objects, in that rice and have them find them. So those are examples of academic or goal-oriented activities for small kids. For bigger kids, so like for example, my 7-year-old who's going to 2nd grade, we have to work on academics. Okay, we do a lot. We do workbooking, and so that with that workbooking, there's a strategy to it. You're not just going to give them the workbook, but you need to sit down with them, mark off the pages that you're going to do for that day. Okay, if it's going to be 4 pages back and forth, you have to explain that to them and show them today you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and show them exactly what it is. You can mark it with a Post-it or a paperclip, but it has to be a very clear presentation of the expectations, so that they know exactly what is the beginning and exactly what is the end. Also, be very clear about what the assignment is. So in these 4 back-to-back pages, we have reading, we have spelling, and you have math. And just let them know, right? Because they're gonna get to page 58 and see that it's math, but the more predictable you can make things, the better, because you are reducing the predictability of a tantrum by doing that. So you're going to be really clear about what today's assignment is. Always, always, always reward a job well done. Okay, even if they needed a lot of help, even if they got a lot of things wrong, you still, just for sitting there and doing those workbook pages, you're going to give a sticker, or you're going to give a check plus, or anything that they like. But you're going to reward a job well done every single day that they sit there and do those pages. Because as adults, we sit there, we look, we count off, we say, okay, she's going to do 4 pages today. This is enough. This is, we think it's easy. Welcome to the person who just joined. We think it's easy, but for them, it could be grueling. It could be really hard and really difficult. So make sure that you reward a job well done. So I'll just say that again for the workbook pages. Make the expectations clear of what today's assignment is going to be. If you need to do an example, so I find myself sometimes with the workbooks, I have to do a problem, okay, and then she can do it by herself. If there's any supplementary items that you need to do those pages, so I know for math, we need to use a math grid. Make sure everything that they need is there. If there's a page that's going to require crayons and coloring, get it. If there's something that they need a ruler, get it. If there's something they're going to need a scrap paper, get it. Make sure that they have everything that they need around them, that there are absolutely no barriers in the way to doing these pages. Make the expectation clear, explain what the assignment is, mark it off from beginning to end. This is what we're doing today. and always, always, always reward a job well done. Okay. Now, I just have one other comment about workbooks. Some parents are doing with the workbook. Some parents are doing first, they're doing the grade that the child is in. So they might, or have just finished, they might be reviewing first grade. Some parents are doing next level. Okay. Everybody's different. There's a wonderful series that I've been using for the past 2 years called Summer Bridge. You can find it on Amazon, and it's the bridge. It's a little mix of both. It's the year prior and the next year's put together. So take a look for that. I'll put the link in the chat, and I really think it'll be good for you. Okay. For that week, go into that week with a goal. Okay. Every Sunday night when you are getting everything together, putting things together, go into that week with a goal. Even though the pages, if you're using a workbook, the pages vary. If not, that's fine. But go in with a focused and narrow goal. We're going to do addition all day. They're going to be able to do this. 1-digit addition, or for our my lower functioning kids on the who are represented in the group, water, or whatever the functional word's going to be. Make your goal very narrow and very clear, very specific. Don't try to do too much. If you're a stay-at-home or work-from-home mom, and this is this summertime's the most amount of time you have with your child all year long. Try not to pack too much in, okay? At whatever level they're at, keep it narrow and focused, okay? If it's just to request for water, then it's just a request for water. Your goals might be potty training, and believe it or not, those are right in our 5 areas of human development. Self-help and adaptive skills is one of the areas, and that includes potty training, self-feeding. So if your goal is just simply feeding, self-feeding, let that be the specific goal. Your child's doing other things. You might work on other things, but what you're gonna prompt them with, what you're gonna assist them and help them with, is gonna be that self-feeding. Which the trials that you're counting are gonna be for that feeding and that self-help. So just be very specific about your goal. Keep it narrow, and let your expectation be very focused. Okay, next one. Please, 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 work from home and stay at home moms, integrate physical activity. Okay, if you have the lovely privilege of being at home with your child for the summer, make sure that they are moving. Please. And this is really for all kids, not even just kids who are at risk for diabetes or at risk for being overweight. Not just these, but all kids need physical activity. Okay, there's a propensity to for kids who are at home, right, who are not going to camp, who are not in a program, who are just at home, to be couch potato, right? They have to have physical activity. So even if it's just for an hour or half an hour, they've got to be moving and do something. I say get outdoors. Get them outdoors to your public park. If you have a backyard, even better. But get them outdoors. If you are able to sit down while they're in the park playing, that's really nice. If you have a runner and you need to be on your toes while they're at the playground, do that. But make sure you're outside. If it's a rainy day, there's so many things on YouTube that they can watch and they can act it out. Danny Go, I know, is a popular one in my house. My kids especially my son likes to follow along with it, and there are different physical activities. You can find anything. Gross motor development is important, and motor development, okay, when we talk motor development means muscles. When we talk about muscles, we look at strength, coordination, and range of motion. And one of the principles of neuroplasticity as it pertains to muscle usage is if you don't use it, you lose it. So make sure that they are moving, okay? And have physical activity. Next one. Designate family time, okay? Intentional family time. And so I want to talk about what's the difference between family time and every other hour of the day that you are with your child and doing things with them. So if you're working on academics or you're sitting down and having a meal with your child, you are spending time together. You are. But in designated family time, this is like a planned event, and you're watching your kids enjoy and have fun, and your kids are watching you enjoy and have fun. It's really important. We don't think about that part, but we need to let them see us enjoy also, okay? So designate family time. Family time should be something that everybody likes, that is fun, that there's no pressure, that there's no expectation to perform, but that's really just light and enjoyable, and is something that everybody can participate in. Nothing is too high for anybody. Yeah, Jalea. Nothing's too high for anybody, but it's really something that everybody can do. That can be as simple as a movie in your house with popcorn. Okay, I'm glad that you've been working on increasing that. Everybody who's watching this or the replay, Jalela wrote a wonderful blog about her and her son and how she is working with him during the summer, and she does a really good job at integrating the academics, staying on top of him as it pertains to his schoolwork, but she also balances it very nicely, and they have a lot of fun together. So please share that with us, Jalela. You are so talented and gifted. So share that with us so everybody can read it and get some insight from you, please. Thank you. So make sure that you're intentional with family time, and that you are watching them have fun and they are watching you have fun, okay? Be flexible. So like I said, in my house, we have a schedule. It's on the half-hour interval, but sometimes things happen, right? So on Monday, it was a holiday in New York, and we don't live in New York anymore, but we still have family in New York. So my kids went to spend time with their cousins who didn't have school, and so we were thrown off schedule. When it was Tuesday, it was a kind of a grind to get back into things. So be flexible. If you skip a day, or things get sidetracked, if you take a trip or somebody gets sick, something like that, have in your mind you got to get back on schedule, and also remember it's gonna be kind of a tug of war to get back on schedule. So expect it to be difficult, because it will be. Okay. Next one, keep reading. You have to keep reading. Most, if not every school, has a summer reading list and encourages students to read over the summer. They reward them when they come back and they filled out their whole thing, their whole page with it. So please read. Okay, keep reading. Go to your local library, get a library card for you. If your child's old enough, get one for them, and get reading. Okay, I want to tell you a little bit about the Matthew effect. Okay, and this was coined from the book of Matthew in the Bible. The Matthew's effect: the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, is evident in reading development. The reading rich, meaning the children who are more proficient at reading, who are the good readers, who are better at it, they only keep getting better at it because they have the foundation, the skills, the confidence to keep reading, okay? And in turn, improve their reading as a result of continuing to read. Whereas the reading poor, right, the struggling readers, the unproficient readers, the unfluent readers are discouraged by the laborious attempts at reading, so they frequently read less, okay? And this is just like the science of what it is. The Matthews effect takes full effect with reading. So if we don't offer books and the opportunities to read during the summer, it's just, they just slip and slide back. They just slip and slide right back. And it's as simple as that. And it only takes the summer. I'll tell you that between first and second grade, if we don't, there was a lot of research to show between May and September, that's a lot of months there. Kids who are not reading continuously show significant deficits when they get back in September, okay? And there was another big gap, disparity with summer reading between second and third grade. So please keep reading, okay? Next, remember your family's needs, okay? Every family is different. My family, they all love the beach. They love it. They have to have it. It's almost very self-regulating for everybody. The water, the waves, the sand, the grittiness of it is very satisfying for my kids. They like it a lot. So I know that at least once a week, we have to get to the lake or the, thank you for sharing. We have to get to the lake or we have to get to the beach. So that's my family's needs. Since moving to Connecticut and joining Girl Scouts and meeting a lot of different families, I know some families that are very outdoorsy, very woodsy, and they have to take walks together in the, they have to hike in the woods, right? So every family has their thing. Every family is different and likes what they like. So know your family's needs, know what they need, and know what you can use as an enticing incentive for a job well done in a week on schedule, okay? Last point for the work from home, stay at home mom, keep a monthly calendar, okay? So every mom is different and every situation is different, but I know that lots of moms like to do their appointments for their kids in the summer. So they like to get the dentist done, they like to get to the pediatrician and get that annual physical, they like to get to whatever appointments they need to get to that they couldn't do during the regular school year because school was in session. They like to get that going. And so in the midst of having a daily schedule of what your child's going to do from half hour to half hour, do keep up with the rest of the household priorities and make sure that you have a monthly schedule. A monthly calendar. I have our daily schedule on the front of the fridge and I have a monthly calendar on the side of the fridge. So take that. So those are my points for the work from home and stay at home mom. These are ways to maintain structure and routine through the summer months. So let's talk to the work out of the home mom. And so like I said, I've done both. And so there are pros and cons to both, but definitely I would say that the work out of the home mom may have to be very, well, I can't even say more intentional really, because if you're working from home, you've also got to be very intentional about your time. They are just different, okay? So first one, create a schedule for your child. If you work out of the home and your child is also out of the home during the summer months, so they might be in a 12-month academic program, they may be at an extended school year initiative, they may be at summer camp, they may be at a day treatment, whatever the case is, you're going to create a schedule around that, during the hours around that. So in the morning, all of the time leading up to their departure, and then when they come home, all the time leading up to bedtime, right? You're going to create a schedule for those hours that they're at home and not at their main day's activity. So half-hour intervals around their main day activity. Keep meal times and bedtimes regular. Most certainly, I mean, there's even more of a necessity to keep bedtimes regular, right? Because they're getting up in the morning to go out someplace and you don't want them to be tired. So keep those meal times and bedtimes. You want to keep breakfast regular and dinner. If they're gonna have breakfast where they're going, then that's what it is. But you wanna make sure when they come home, if they're eating, that is at the same time every day. Okay, same thing. Integrate next level academics. All right. What I will say, because there is some difference here, moms who work at home and stay at home are able to kind of spread out their academic intervention, or however you want to call it, the intervention, the workbook pages, their academic activity. Work from home and stay at home moms, I do think, have a little bit more flexibility in how they want to present those tasks and the rate at which they're going to get it done through the day. Work out of the home moms have to be a little bit more intentional. And what I'll tell you is the advice I tell parents who call my office. Distributed practice is better than mass practice. So what that means is that if you're going to do some work pages, or if you're going to do a little person activity or a low functioning activity and really work on it with them, you're going to model, you're going to do hand over hand, you're going to give them examples, right? This is intentional academic work. If you're going to do this type of thing and you work out of the house, when you come home, you want to use distributed practice, which means 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes in the evening when they come home, when you're home, right? You don't want to burn out because you are doing so much during the day, spending time out, commuting, right? So you have to be intentional of your burnout thresholds, and then it's more effective. Distributed practice is more effective than mass practice. And mass practice, an example would be, we're going to do 30 minutes all at one time, right? When the child is 3. So it's more effective to do a little bit in the morning, a little in the afternoon, than try to do a lump sum all at one time. And that is, that's specific to work out of the house moms, all right? For little kids, you could do activities that really focus on turn taking and that reinforce basic concepts, okay? Like colors and shapes and numbers, things like that. For our nonverbal kids, whatever they're using, if they have an AAC device, you may want to be intentional about using it at home. Same thing with big kids, right? So maybe you want them to request their milk or their water or whatever it's going to be, and you want to practice that. You want them to give you a one-phraser about how their day was. You want them to express a need or desire to you with the AAC device or the system, could be PECS, whatever. You're going to do that during your distributed practice time, okay? Obviously, for older kids, you can make it a little longer, so you could spend 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, 15 to 20 minutes in the afternoon. I know we have moms of bigger kids here, but for smaller kids, most certainly you want to keep it short and purposeful, okay? And with workbooks, I have that you're workbooking with purpose, right? Which means you are marking off those pages. You got to let them see from here to here. You got to mark off those pages, or else if not, it's like when is it going to end? You have to let them know in the beginning that there is an end to this, okay? And keep motivating them and encouraging them to get to the end. All right, so you have to be very intentional with the workbook, very clear with an explanation of what they have to do. Set that expectation. Talk about the assignment, and always a reward for a job well done. Even if they don't do a good job and everything's wrong, you still have to reward them for their time and for their efforts. Okay. Work out of the home moms should provide as much physical activity as you can. So I remember for years I worked out of the house, and I was still determined to take my kids to the playground when I came home from work, right? I couldn't do it every single day, but I wanted to do it. Where we lived was a complex, and it had a small children's playground connected within the gates. And so I wanted them to be able to run and play on the slide. Both my kids, I teach them phonemic awareness on the swing. I have a song, so I wanted them to do that. And it's as much physical activity as you can handle, okay? Work out of the house moms should be intentional about family time, right? Remember, it's a time that you're watching them have fun and they're watching you have fun, okay? They're both enjoying. It can be very simple, or it can be, and when I say simple, I mean not very costly. Something at home like watching a movie, or something, that you and your kids like to do together. My daughter likes to do my nails. We like to do facials. Or it could be something, in your community that you spend on whatever your budget requires. A few weeks ago what did we do? It was so fun. It was this place, and they had headphones with songs and music. Everybody was listening to the same thing, and it was mini golf, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So be intentional about your family time. Be flexible. Recognize that things happen. You don't always stay on schedule. The 4th of July is coming up very soon, in a couple of weeks, and so I believe it's in the middle of the week. Things might get thrown off. You might miss a day or two, and that's okay. So just be flexible and have fun, because it is summer also, and it is, depending on where you live, you may not be able to be outdoors, and you may not get this much warmth and sun for the rest of the year. So make sure that you have fun. Work out of the home moms, please keep reading. Remember your family's needs. Same thing. I really like family vacations. If you recognize that you push your kids all year long, and then every August you guys need a family vacation, take that family vacation. And keep monthly appointments on a calendar, okay? Please do keep your monthly calendar. Summer goes by so quickly, right? Be sure to make your appointments. Lots of offices are closed on Friday, things like that. So make sure that you are calling ahead of time, booking the things you need to, speaking to the professionals. Lots of special needs parents, are taking their kids from appointment to appointment regularly. And so you want to make sure that there are no summer hours, that they're not going to be closed the last 2 weeks of August, that the speech therapist is going to be there, the OT is going to be there, the guidance counselor, everybody, right? You want to make sure and get your appointments in. If you have Medicaid issues, if you need a new IEP meeting to give to Social Security for your benefits, you want to make sure all those things are done. The lives of special needs parents are a bit more complex than most other regular typically developing kids as parents. So you want to make sure that on your monthly calendar everything's documented, that you have your reservations. And on top of all that stuff, you guys, you want to go places and take trips. There's fairs and festivals going on all over the place, and so you want to enjoy summer. when you have structure and routine in your household, you are number one, setting your child up to thrive, okay? When you have predictability built into your day, you are reducing the possibility of meltdowns and tantrums. And when you maintain structure and routine in your household, you are creating the atmosphere of happiness, health, healing, and all the good stuff that can be there. So, this was really fun today. Thank you so much, Jalela, for your contributions, and for anybody else watching this now on Thursday or the replay, I'm very thankful. What's coming up? So next Tuesday, we're having a SPED clinic, special education guidance and IEP support. That'll be really fun. And then we're having new webinars for the summer. We're having summer webinars. They'll be really fun, so you all should look out for that. Thank you, Jalela. You should all look for that in July. That'll drop, new digital download. It's summer, fresh, fun, hot. So I'm really excited to be here. For those of you who don't know, I am a special needs parent coach. So please reach out to me to book your one-on-one consultation. Okay, it's free, not at charge, no charge at all. And let me get to know you. Who are you? Who's your child? What do you need help with? So book that. I will put my Calendly link back into the feed so you don't have to search for it. What else? If you live in Connecticut, if you live in Fairfield County, today before I got on live, I was invited to Helping Hands Autism Services. This is a wonderful center in Shelton, Connecticut that provides all sort of ABA therapies, and they have a really wonderful staff, and they have a brand new facility that's freshly painted. It's gorgeous. We had a really nice time. There was a bouncy house. They did a nice event for the community. So if you don't know about it, please do reach out to Helping Hands Autism Services. Okay, I think that's it. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful evening, a very nice Friday, and a very good weekend. Stay cool and hydrated, okay? And hugs and kisses to your kiddos, to your little ones. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye.